So John Paul, it seems like you get the issue. So what is it? How is this moving forward? Yeah, I mean, I just saw this movie Downfall about Hitler. It's the one they make all the parodies, the Hitler parodies. If anybody hasn't seen those, they're funny. You should search that. But so I'll use a Hitler example. Hitler liked children. So what if his philosophy was all about this? We love children. This is why we do this, and we would just go, "Oh, he wants that language." Okay, so anybody that loves children now, it sounds like a fascist. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. This is about a battle of language and stuff, and the freedom to become a CEO and the boss of thousands of people. That's not a little niche. That's a niche with thousands of people's lives in it, right? So they've got this rhetoric because they think it sounds good. Meanwhile, they want to get in the lives of homosexuals and a million other examples where you can see it's not true. Um, so there's no reason to relent to them and give them the words. Philosophy, and therefore ultimately politics, is a battle over the language. And I'm not going to give in and just let them have the good language. I don't care if we're in an arm, if the metaphor was we're arm wrestling, they got us way down this far. I'm not giving up those words. Okay. Now sometimes I do. Sometimes I give up the words because it's like, well, I don't like that word anyway. But I'm not going to give up the words about liberty or individual freedom. Now the minimalist thing, again, just has to be thought through. If there is no requirement for government, nothing that it has to do, then the strictly minimal size the government can be is that it doesn't exist. Okay. But libertarians and objectivists, they believe that people should be able to sue if you over property rights, basically. Like they don't think you need pollution laws. Instead, you just sue the person when they pollute your stream with mercury. So there's a lot of errors in that, including the idea that everything can be reduced to monetary value and compensated, which is fucking ridiculous. But but be that as it may, um, if a government were to be able to take an action like that, it would obviously have to be big enough to enforce its rulings, which means it would have to be not just as big as the biggest company, but overwhelmingly larger than the biggest company and overwhelmingly larger than the biggest coalition of companies. So it's possible for people to think things through and arrive. People that really believe in liberty and follow that through will eventually give up the other things that are getting in the way of that. And but you already understand my point, okay? They pay lip service to a rhetoric that they don't represent. And you mentioned your own history of being somewhat more conservative and buying that rhetoric. Well, I'm sorry, caveat emptor, that's your fault. You believe and still believe that that is an individualistic philosophy. Just shows that you have not really developed or thought through what an individualistic philosophy should really be like. And and I don't think giving in to the conservatives and letting them own that language is going to help you figure that out.